From the Washington Post, among the revolts sweeping the Middle East and North Africa, Iraq's has been an exception. There, protesters are seeking to reform a democratically elected government, not to topple an autocrat. It has been 1 year since the parliamentary election took place, but the government did not complete its formation yet. We are here today to remind the parliament of the promises they have made during the election campaign to form a democratic state. There were many promises that have been made to offer services to people and combating corruption. All these promises have not been fulfilled yet. But protesters, human rights workers, and security officials say the government of Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki has responded to Iraq's demonstrations in much the same way as many of its more authoritarian neighbors, with force. Witnesses in Baghdad and as far north as Kirkuk described watching last week as security forces in black uniforms, tracksuits, and t-shirts roared up in trucks and Humvees, attacked protesters, rounded up others from cafes and homes, and hauled them off, blindfolded, to army detention centers. Entire neighborhoods, primarily Sunni areas where residents are generally opposed to Maliki, were blockaded to prevent residents from joining the demonstrations. Journalists were beaten. In most cases, regular soldiers and police officers simply stood aside, with one saying the matter was, quote, beyond us. In all, 29 people were killed. Salam Mohammed al-Sagar, a human rights activist who was among those beaten during a sit-in, told the Post, quote, Maliki is starting to act like Saddam Hussein, to use the same fear to plant it inside Iraqis who criticize him. The U.S. must feel embarrassed right now. It is they who promised a modern state, a democratic state. But in reality, last month, the U.S. Embassy there issued a statement saying that security forces appeared to have followed Maliki's directive to allow peaceful protests. But as reports emerged this past week of the beaten journalists, the White House issued a statement saying that U.S. officials were, quote, deeply troubled. The U.S. Embassy has declined to comment further. Although he has been praised for restoring a measure of security to Iraq, Maliki has been criticized for showing an authoritarian streak, in particular for maintaining a shadow security force outside the regular chains of command, which he strongly denies. In a news conference this week, Maliki denied detaining any protesters, apart from 4 journalists who were beaten and released. He said the violence would be investigated, blaming some of it on other journalists, former members of Saddam Hussein's Ba'ath Party, and al-Qaeda operatives. He questioned the motives of some demonstrators, saying that security forces were deployed to prevent suicide bombings. But those who were targeted say Maliki is increasingly using special security forces to punish critics and political opponents.